morning students, class 7. Class 7, today my topic is chemical changes. Your chapter is going on physical and chemical changes. In this chapter, today I am going to teach you about chemical changes. In the previous video, I told you about physical changes and now I am going to say about chemical changes. Definition of chemical change already I have told you. Chemical change means a change in which a totally new substance is going to form. Totally new substance is going to form with totally different chemical properties. The substance that we are going to get is of totally different property. About this I told you earlier also. The same thing I have written here, that is what is chemical change? A change in which the composition and chemical properties of a substance changes is called chemical change. Again I am saying a change in which the composition and chemical properties of a substance changes, that is called a chemical change. This is the definition of chemical change. Now example of chemical change you have seen, so many examples are there. Suppose a boy is becoming adult. So adult person cannot again be converted into a small boy. So that is a chemical change. In your home, raw vegetables are there. If you cut the raw vegetables, the cooked food will be prepared. The cooked food cannot be converted into raw vegetable again. That is also a chemical change. Now other chemical changes are converting milk into curd. Suppose milk is converted into curd. So that curd cannot be converted into milk again. So that is a chemical change. Chemical change means the substance is totally converted into something else, which is a permanent change. You cannot get back the original substance by simple physical method. The curd cannot be converted into milk. The adult cannot be converted into a boy. If you burn a piece of paper, the paper will be converted into ash and smoke. That cannot be collected to get back the paper again. So this kind of change is known as chemical change, in which the total composition of the substance is changing and the total chemical property is also changing. Okay, now some properties of chemical change, point wise you have to learn. Whatever I told, they are only the properties, but that property you have to learn. First is, during this change, new substances with totally different properties are formed. During the chemical change, new substances with totally different properties are formed. I have already told you about this point. So this point I am not going to repeat again. I told you several times that during chemical change, totally new substance is going to form and the chemical property is also different. I can give you one example, that is, water is formed from hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen, it supports combustion. That means hydrogen not supports, hydrogen itself burns. Hydrogen, if hydrogen gas is there and if fire is there, the gas itself will burn. Oxygen, what does it do? Oxygen supports combustion. That is, the burning process is not possible in the absence of oxygen. Oxygen is needed for burning any substance. Now, combining oxygen and hydrogen chemically, we are going to get water. So this is a chemical change, formation of water. What is the property of water? Water is used for extinguishing combustion. That means something is burning, to extinguish that water is used. So you can find that the chemical substance formed after chemical reaction is having totally different property as compared to the substance which has been taken to form the substance. Oxygen and hydrogen has been taken and during chemical reaction water has been formed. They totally have different property. Oxygen is a supporter of combustion, hydrogen itself burns, and water which is formed as a new substance is used for extinguishing fire. So from here you can understand that chemical property of the substance formed is totally different from the chemical property of the substance which has been taken to form the new substance. Okay, understood? Second point, chemical changes are permanent. The change already has occurred, has become permanent. You cannot get back the original substance again by any physical method or by changing the condition. That also I told you. Another example is rusting of iron. Rusting of iron means you might have seen during rainy season when iron object kept outside your home or inside also. If water, it is coming in contact with moist water, the iron object, then a reddish color deposition can be seen over the iron. That is called rust, and the process is called rusting. So, rust once formed on iron object cannot be converted into iron. This is a permanent change. The change has occurred permanently. Number 3. A large amount of heat is either evolved or absorbed. During the chemical change, either heat energy is released or heat energy is absorbed. According to that, the chemical changes can be categorized as exothermic and endothermic, that you will learn in higher classes. I am just saying the basic thing. You can remember it. Exothermic reaction is the reaction in which heat energy is released, and endothermic is the reaction in which heat energy is absorbed. So, exothermic and endothermic, these are the two ways by which chemical reaction can be expressed. Or during chemical reaction, not only heat energy, other forms of energy, light energy, different other energy can be evolved or can be absorbed. Either heat energy is needed for the change to occur, or during the change the energy is released in different form. So, chemical change is associated with large change in the energy in different form. This you have to remember. This is the characteristics of chemical change. Number 4. A chemical change occurs only under proper condition. You have to supply proper condition, otherwise the change will not occur. That means, suppose to convert milk into curd, certain conditions are required. Without proper condition, it cannot be easily converted into curd. So, the condition is, some special condition is necessary for the chemical change to occur. Sometimes those conditions are available naturally also. I am not saying that every time you have to provide the condition. Suppose a baby is growing into a child and then to an adult person. So, every time you are providing the condition, it is not like that. The nature is providing the condition. That means he is getting air from the environment, he is getting food. These things are getting inside his body during respiration, digestion. So many life processes are occurring inside his body. Due to that life processes, he is growing in size, he is becoming adult. So, some proper condition is required. That condition is needed for his proper growth. I am not saying that the condition you have to provide, but the condition is needed. The point is, for a chemical change to occur, certain conditions are necessary. So, I hope I have explained about chemical changes in detail. Other than these, some special property can also be associated with chemical changes. Suppose during a chemical change, not only energy change is occurring, smell is changing, odor is changing. The new substance formed is having a peculiar odor. Due to that, you came to know that chemical changes occur. During some particular chemical change, some particular gas can be released in special cases. Similarly, during a chemical change, sometimes precipitation can be formed. What is precipitation? Precipitation means insoluble solid particles which are present throughout the bulk of the liquid. The sediments which are very small in size, which does not dissolve with the liquid but present throughout the bulk, that is called precipitation formation. If you keep the container, the precipitate particles will settle down at the bottom of the container. So, this kind of change can occur during the chemical change. These are the extra changes other than these 4 changes, but actually these four are the common characteristics of chemical change. If you get a question to write down the characteristics of a chemical change, if you write only these 4 points, it is all right, no problem is there. If you are asked to write some special case, then you will write those changes. So I hope in this video I have covered about chemical changes properly. You will go through it properly, and in my next video I will explain about some typical chemical changes, and that portion you have to learn very carefully. So I hope you are doing well. Thank you, students.